She's got long legs and short shorts, but she ain't got no teeth. She wears a red bandana on her head and she smiles so sweet. She'll steal your heart, a very first sight that should rip apart your soul. She'll torture your mind and waste your time and drag you down the road, 'cause she's a Jezebel, St. Andrew Jezebel, 'cause she's a Jezebel. Hey y'all, this is the St. Andrews Jezebel podcast. This is your host, Ashley Feller. I'm a third-generation Panama City native, musician, and I'm also a singer-songwriter. But enough about me. This is a show that covers many of the weekly happenings right here in St. Andrews. This week, I'm so happy to be talking about the upcoming week of June 17th through the 23rd. Have you seen the van that's been driving around Panama City that's covered in My Little Ponies, painted scenes, and other unusual things? If you have, you might have seen my friend Paulette. She's a local artist, and she is the owner and the creator of the UnReal Artist Gallery, and she's also been making art cars for a really long time, and she travels nationally with her art car to go to different conventions. She's here this week to talk about her gallery, which is the UnReal Artist Gallery, and to share her experiences as an art car enthusiast. Well, I think it's safe to say that summer has officially begun, and you may have noticed that the traffic is unbelievable from all the tourists here. I meet tourists every week here when I'm volunteering at Floriopolis, and it's really wonderful to meet them and hear where they come from and see their reactions to our charming little town. St. Andrews is having a resurgence as a tourist destination, but let's not forget that before Panama City Beach grew to be what it is now, that St. Andrews was also a popular tourist spot. So it's nice to see that it's making a return. This week's old news segment comes from the St. Andrews Bay News from June the 19th, 1934, and it's about tourism in St. Andrews during the 1930s. I want to thank everyone again for tuning in this week, so go ahead and get your favorite drink ready and enjoy the show. This weekend is Father's Day weekend. Why not treat your dad to a day of great food, ice-cold beers, and music in salty St. Andrews? If you procrastinate like me, then you still got a couple of days to pick up a present for your dad. Some of the best places for dad gifts are the Marina Store, Sunjammers, Dan's Pond, and Native Spirit. Gypsy Beach also has something for everyone too. I might suggest that you could get things started early and take your dad on the historic walking tour on Friday with Ellen, and this starts at the Panama City Publishing Museum at 1 p.m. We've got a couple of open mics happening in St. Andrews. The first one that comes to mind is the singer-songwriter and collaboration night at the library, and this one's hosted by Stephen Meyer. It starts at 6 p.m., and Stephen is really talented at making everyone feel welcome and is sure to be a great time. Bring your songs, bring your song ideas, and come try them out in a relaxed and casual environment. Here's another idea for Father's Day. One of my most favorite bands, the Wabi Sabis, are playing at the Little Village this Sunday starting at 11, so this would make a great opportunity to get lunch at Finn's, they have great tacos, and enjoy music by the Wabi Sabis with your whole family. The Wabi Sabis are so much fun, and I think you'll enjoy them too. After you've enjoyed the Wabi Sabis, stick around for open mic at Little Village this Sunday at 2 p.m. It's hosted by Casey Phelps of Bigwig. I've been attending Casey's open mics for a really long time, and she is the most wonderful, warm, and supportive host who runs fantastic open mics, and she always does such a great job with the sound, and so does Steven, by the way. And also like Steven, she makes everyone feel welcome. So if you've got an original song, or even a cover you've been wanting to try out, you should come to the Little Village this Sunday for open mic at 2. We can't forget the Salty Hobo. The Salty Hobo is having an event called Grill Your Face Off on Father's Day. All dads, 18 and over, are invited to participate, and the contestants are responsible for providing their own grill or cooker and all food needed to prepare their entry. You can do some food prep before the event, but the final grilling must take place at the Hobo. All contestants need to be set up by 9 a.m., and spaces are first come, first serve. Those participating will present one main item and one side item. The judging will take place at 11 a.m. Crepe and Cream is in the top 5 for Best of Bay, and they'll be at Tap Room the evenings of June 22nd and 29th.
They are delicious. Go check them out and cast your vote with the News Herald Best of Bay. Panama City Comedy is hosting a comedy open mic every Wednesday from 8 to 10 p.m. You can DM Panama City Comedy on Facebook to find out if you need to sign up in advance or in person. Sarah Griffith, who's also a Floriopolis volunteer, has an art show coming up at the Tap Room June 26th at 6 p.m. You've probably seen her artwork in the windows of many of the St. Andrews businesses, so take some time to visit the Tap Room for a tasty craft beer and support our friend Sarah. The Salty Sunset Market is now at their new location for the remainder of the summer, and this is every Thursday night from 4 to 9 p.m. until the end of September. This is a great time to see more art, less farm. There's all kinds of different vendors there. It's now in the lot next to Native Spirit at the corner of Beck and 11th Street. Then there's also the market at St. Andrews, and it's every Saturday morning, and it opens in the lot next to the shrimp boat. There's a number of fantastic arts and crafts vendors, food trucks, and live music brought to you by Floriopolis that begins at 10 a.m. Last but not least, there is a new Art in Public Spaces exhibit on Janie's Fence. I'd like to thank Megan McDougall for being the fence guru, Kelly, Jared, Silas, and Annie Mae, and all the other volunteers for making art and helping put the exhibit together. This month's theme is reptiles and amphibians. I'll have more information on the different pieces next week, as well as information on the wonderful sponsors. If you'd like to contribute to the next fence exhibit, the public is welcome to come to Floriopolis. We're located at 1131 Beck Avenue by Sunjammers every Wednesday from noon to 5, and you can work on your painting for the fence exhibit. We supply the canvas and the paint, and the upcoming theme is boats and water. So I hope you'll join us. I'm usually hanging around on Wednesday afternoons editing the podcast, so I would love to say hi to anybody who might be listening. One of the best things about St. Andrews is that you can see live music every day. That's right, there is live music being played somewhere in St. Andrews 7 nights a week. Fortunately, my friend Ken Schaefer creates and publishes a weekly schedule for St. Andrews as well as most of Bay County. Ken's spreadsheet schedule is updated often when there's any changes. Ken also shares individual music events and is walking the walk and talking the talk when it comes to supporting live music. Not only does Ken supply the music schedules, but he attends several music performances a week and takes fantastic photos of the musicians. As a working musician myself, I feel blessed to have Ken and his wife Donna as treasured members of our local musical family. Make sure you like and follow Ken's page, Salty Sounds in St. Andrews, and Oh Boy Music on Facebook, so that you'll always know where all the live music will happen. Thank you so much, Ken, for everything you do. Today on the St. Andrews Jezebel podcast, we've got Paulette Perlman. Paulette began her art career in California. She graduated from California State Northridge with a master's degree in two-dimensional art. She later made her living as an illustrator and a graphic artist. When she moved to Panama City in 2005, that's when she decided to make her first art car, which was a VW van. She has documented 59 different artists painting on it. Her second art car was a compact car with an even smaller car, which is now on top of her current art car. Before retiring, she frequently drew caricatures and also did face painting at various events. In the midst of beginning a fancy folk environment, Hurricane Michael ripped through Bay County, devastating the UnReal Artist Gallery. So over the years, she's taken all the broken pieces to rebuild her art yard. Although the pandemic has created another bump in the road, Paulette has embraced the time and has continued to develop the UnReal Artist Gallery. Good morning, Paulette. Can you tell me a little bit about the UnReal Artist Gallery and its mission?
And its mission, I like bringing art to everybody. And basically what I'm working on now is recycled art because of the hurricane. I practice using what I find. Right now, I actually am using a lot of plastic forks and spoons and containers because during the pandemic we had so many and I don't want to just throw them in the trash. Well, it's basically helping people, teaching art, and it's doing my own art.
That's wonderful. What kinds of things are you making out of the plasticware?
Oh, out of the plasticware, mostly flowers. So I haven't really posted any of them because I'm still trying to put my house together. So hopefully we're down to one bathroom and one kitchen. Should be done soon.
I know that's been quite a process. I love your art cars. I've seen the different ones over the years. I remember the compact car, and I think I remember the van, possibly. How do you start when you're creating the art cars? Where do all the things that are on the art cars come from?
When I first started, I only did painted cars. So my Volkswagen is only painted. And that's why in the beginning, I had a book and I emailed the people in the back of the book and said, what kind of paint do you use? And asked questions, and they encouraged me. So my first was the van, and it's painted by 59 different artists. And what I did was I made sure I documented all those artists. I have a whole story. I've actually written a book about the van. We're hoping to make it this year into a photo booth in the garden in the back. And then the second one was my little car with the little car on top. And it was just called D-Art Coupe because it was a coupe car. And I had the little car on top, which is now I don't know what you'd call it. It's an arbor over one of my gates, and it sits on top and it has a light coming through. So everything gets used.
You can't miss you. I'm sure.
No.
I see it all over town. I'm sure our listeners, if you see the van with the ponies and the paintings and all the various objects fixed to the van, that very well could be Paulette. What kind of adhesive did you use to fasten all the things onto the van?
I use silicone. I use clear silicone. And it works pretty good. Stuff does eventually maybe wear off. Some stuff I can never get off.
Where did the ponies and all the different things come from?
I like to tell people it finds me. I leave my windows down for people to throw donations in, and a lot of times they'll throw in a little pony or a flower or something they think should go on the van, and sometimes I actually buy it at thrift stores. So it just depends. And the ideas, I usually have a loose idea when I get started, because like with the van, I started it out and I wanted different artists to paint it. I wanted them to help me because it was feel like so much. It grew from there. Then I was like, oh, I'm never gluing stuff on my car. That's ridiculous.
That's funny to think of now.
And the second one, I started making some little environments. My second one, I wanted to drive a second art car. The one I drive now is called D-Art Gallery. So actually everything around is something that you can either make art out of, or there's a lot of different, I call them vignettes, about working women artists, because I think that's the part that people don't realize. They know a lot of the familiar names, but when they really think about it, there's a lot of book illustrators, dress designers, artists, painting artists, sculptors that people really don't know, but they've made their living off of doing different art.
One of my fondest memories is you used to always come and watch all of us play music, and you'd sit pretty close and you'd sketch the characters of the bands. And I've always thought that was so much fun, all the whimsy that's involved in your style. And the UnReal Artist Gallery, it's actually located closer to downtown Panama City, but I know that you're supportive of St. Andrews, and you're often at the Saturday markets from time to time, and also the Salty Sunset Market on Thursdays. How would you compare your experience in both historic districts as an artist?
I just go do what I do and hope that everybody comes along. I promote myself in downtown, and I promote myself St. Andrews, and now I'm promoting, well, when you're on your way to downtown from St. Andrews, you can stop by, and then when you're on the way from downtown to St. Andrews, you can stop by, because I'm right in the middle. little closer to them.
So when is the Unreal Artist Gallery open, and how can folks find it? Where are you located?
I'm at 839 Oak Avenue. Right now, because of building and construction, I'm open by appointment. So they can email me at the Unreal Artist, plural, the Unreal Artist Gallery at yahoo.com. Or they can call and leave a message at 850-215-0705 and make an appointment.
I hope folks do, because I've been to the Unreal Artist Gallery in your backyard, and you never run out of things to look at, because it's like your motto. Everything is art. There's the pandemic barbecue. I remember that. And then there's
You like where it's like all tie-dyed, the tree stump.
I love the tree root with all the different colors. I love the memorial for Maddie. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Maddie was a local artist that we all loved, and he died right after the hurricane. Yeah. I took a lot of little kids' cars, and I painted them in primary colors, and then I had a sign made that said Maddie Jankowski's Memorial. And that's where I put people that it's not just Maddie, and I have some shovel people. Maddie was known for his shovel people, and so it's just a little space where we remember him, and it lights up at night. In November, I do a glow up the night, which is the Friday after Thanksgiving, and we have the whole yard lit up. I don't really do a lot of events like I used to do more, but like I say now, with the reconstruction and everything, I'm just doing what I need to do. But it's fun to have people like you over, because to me, I look at it every day. So I'm always feeling like I haven't gotten anything done, but you'll come over and you'll just be like, oh my God, you've gotten so much done. Because there is really a lot I drug that piano from the church, so we need to make that a garden spot. I have the garden angels. I gotten stood up, and actually my second car, the smaller D-Art coupe, making into a chicken coop.
That's funny. Have you got your chickens yet?
No chickens yet.
No chickens yet.
I want to make the coop. Doggies around here and cats.
Yes, got to protect the chickens before you get them. Absolutely. I grew up around chickens. And I remember the last time I was there, I can't believe it. It's probably been almost a year now. I think that might have been July of last year that I might have been there. It was hot. I definitely remember it being hot. And you were doing something with the back right corner near the fence.
Oh, the hobbit hole.
Yes, I liked that. It looked like it was starting to become something.
It's still in flux, but I think I know what I'm going to do. My next project with the hobbit hole, I have a hammock that I'm going to put there because it is shady. And we're going to move the van so that we can make it into a photo booth. And then I'm going to add a swimming hole back in the hobbit hole there because it's nice and sunny. So I'm not going to get a traditional pool. I want to get like a swimming pond or something like that.
So you're in St. Andrews a lot. And since the show is mainly about St. Andrews, what do you love about St. Andrews?
Oh, what's not to love? It's growing really fast, which is awesome. It's just cute and quaint. And I'm not really a very good big city gal. I know some people are, but that's, I have to go to Houston every year for the Art Car Festival, and just being in Houston for a week makes me nuts.
I can believe it. My sister lives in Dallas. So there's a whole, I didn't find this out till later. I thought that for years the whole art car principle was your idea and you started it, but I later learned, following you on social media and being friends, that it's actually a whole large community of people that do this. Can you tell us a little bit about the festival in Houston and what do you enjoy about that?
Houston it's over the top. There's a ball on Saturday night. One of the things they do on what they call Main Street Drag, And they go to schools and senior centers, and it's a police escort through downtown Houston. So it's the only time you get to drive down Houston. You don't have to stop for stoplights. You don't have
So it's like a parade?
It's like a parade. It's mostly the police, stopping the traffic because you're going to go through lights. I think they've limited it the last couple of years, but they get like 350 art cars. And for us, the people that do art cars fairly regularly, it's yay, we get to see each other. And because we don't all live in the same place. And I've become friends over the years. I just did one a couple weeks ago. It's the first one I've done in 2 years in Meridian, Mississippi. That was their starting one with their Three Rivers Festival. And then this year I'm going to go to Hot Times. That's in Columbus, Ohio. So it's a way for me to see the country and meet lots of new people and meet old friends. And it's fun.
So you have a saying, and that is, everything is art. Can you elaborate on that?
Sure, I work a lot in recycled materials, but I don't limit myself, because there are no limitations. And I've seen some of the crazy, that's how I started everything art, because of the people that were chainsawing stumps or making things out of recycled items. Or I know a lady, every year she makes her car into a cat and chooses latex and paper towels to put her whole car together.
Latex and paper towels.
Yeah, it's a goopy glue that she puts on. And so you just never know what's gonna come your way that can be art. That's why when people ask me, 2 questions I get asked: where did I find all this stuff? It finds me. And the one that really gets me is they always ask me, what kind of art do I do? Me, I'm thinking, they just want me to gravitate into telling them, I'm a watercolor artist, or and I'm not. I do as it comes along. I could be doing caricatures one day and something totally opposite the next day, sculpture or something. So I just want people to not limit themselves so much in art. You have to do this, or you have to do... No, you don't have to. And another thing would be, people ask me often about teaching art. And I say, I'm an art tutor. I don't teach you, I help you. Because making art is really about understanding your materials. For instance, when I glue something on the car, sometimes I know it's going to last. Sometimes it's not going to last. There's different kinds of plastic. I use a lot of wood frames, and they don't last forever. They got to be replaced. So it's really knowing your material more so than making the art, because everybody's going to make their art. You could ask 10 people to draw a tiger, and you'd get 10 different tigers. Just like those classes that they teach, where everybody does the palm tree and they're sipping their wine, but when they all stand there, they're all palm trees, but they don't all look alike. Everybody puts their own. So that's what's exciting to me, is putting your own spin on your art.
Another one of the things that I try to emphasize on the St. Andrew's Jezebel podcast is creativity in as many forms as I can. And I believe to be creative, you need to have intentions. So I ask many of my guests, what are your creative intentions for the month of June?
I'm diligently working on the car these days, and I'm trying to, things have to be replaced. They don't last forever. So I'm trying to take a different spin and do more little vignettes around. I'm getting away from one theme and starting another theme.
Is there anything that the public can do to assist you with the UnReal Artist Gallery? Do you need volunteers? How can we help you?
I can always use volunteers. Let's face it, I'm a little old lady. And if you came and helped me for an hour or two, that'd be awesome. I can always use things. I describe myself as a selective hoarder, but if you think you have something interesting, you can always email me. But I collect things like glass beads, small toy cars that I make into planters.
I seem to remember you were doing something with broken plates. Is that right?
Yes, I'm trying to do mosaic walkways through the yard. We're basically eliminating a lot of mowing. Or I have another project I would like to do called the Yellow Brick Road, and it does take somebody helping me because it's making a walkway out of yellow cement. So there's always something to do.
I promise, folks, if you go over and visit the UnReal Artist Gallery and then decide to volunteer, it'll be an experience like no other.
You'll learn to make some new art.
Absolutely. I love it. Do you still have your website, Mermaids Don't Cook? Can folks check that out?
Yes, they can.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
My website, let's see. I've had that name for years because I still do some mermaid artwork, but mostly it just came to me and I thought, oh, that sounds good. And that's another thing I could use a volunteer, somebody to help me update it because it does need updating. And I'm sort of savvy with internet stuff, and social media. I have a pretty good presence on Facebook, I think. They can go to, besides the website, they can also go to Facebook.
So before we go, is there anything that you'd like to share with the public that you'd like them to know about art or yourself or the UnReal Artist Gallery?
Yeah, we're open. We're small but mighty. Stop by and look. Stop by and see if there's any opportunities that you'd like to help with. I do now have a small gallery in the back. That's my art, so you can always come purchase art. We do that too. And just come hang out for a little bit. It's fun.
I like it. It's homey. It reminds me one of the things when you go to a music festival is some folks really get into decorating their camp. And it reminds me of that, but a little bit more permanent because it's there every day. But I understand you still change things around. But if folks did come to visit you and they saw something that they would like to purchase, are you able to take cards or are you cash only?
Yes, I'm cash, but I can take credit cards. They can always make a donation. They can go to mermaidsdon'tcook.com and the donation is right on the button there.
Paulette, thank you so much for coming to visit us here today at Floriopolis. I love all the artwork I've seen you do. I especially love when I see you out doing the caricatures. That's so hard for me to say, caricatures. And we'll hope you'll come back next time. And folks, the UnReal Artist Gallery needs your help. If you're savvy with updating websites or you just want to help out in a creative way, contact Paulette. Again, Paulette, thank you for being here. Until then, keep St. Andrews salty. In case you haven't noticed, St. Andrews is having a resurgence as a tourist destination. Before Panama City Beach became what it is today, many folks traveled to St. Andrews to fish, relax, and enjoy the Florida sunshine. This week's old news segment was published in the St. Andrews Bay News, June 26th in 1934. Summer visitors begin to arrive in great number. Vacationists enjoy many attractions offered on St. Andrews Bay. During the past week, or 10 days, it is a daily sight along the streets of the city to see cars heavily laden with luggage, bearing out-of-state license tags, coming down to enjoy a vacation on the shores of St. Andrews Bay or to spend a while enjoying the surf from the Gulf of Mexico. Since school is out in parts of Georgia and Alabama, numbers of families are coming to this place for a delightful and peaceful rest. Here they find just the right conditions to promote an ideal rest to thoroughly enjoy a few days' change. Panama City and the St. Andrews Bay section have much to offer in the way of recreation, especially those who enjoy fishing. There is never a time the year round when this sport is not excellent. Probably sometimes it may be a trifle better than others, but on the whole, it is a wonderful asset to the entire section. Fishermen, all through the season, have been having exceptionally good luck, while a great number have forsaken their rods and reels temporarily to enjoy the rolling surf. They can always return to this keen sport of fishing and know that they have pleasure awaiting them. The atmosphere is so different on the water than elsewhere that once the tang of the salt water fills the nostrils, is rather a difficult matter to break away and to go back to the steady grind of everyday existence as many have to do. But they take away something with them and they can keep that forever in their memories. There is not a place anywhere that is better suited for the entire family to enjoy their regular vacations than right here on St. Andrews Bay. There is bathing, boating, golfing, horseback riding, surf bathing, and ideal sandy beaches along the shoreline of the bay where small children can play safely. Thank y'all so much for listening to episode 34 of the St. Andrews Jezebel podcast. Thank y'all so much, everyone, for subscribing and sharing the podcast with all your salty friends. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. Next week, we've got salty local musician Eli Ingram on the show to talk about life as a musician here in St. Andrews, so I hope you won't miss that one. The theme song was written by me and recorded by Dave Schwartz at Boundless Sounds on the campus of Gulf Coast State College, and the show was recorded by me in my music room. Till next time, keep St. Andrews salty.
Red lipstick, so thick, and a push-up bra. Tramp stamp, stretch marks, and a lacy thong, 'cause she's a Jezebel. St. Andrew Jezebel, 'cause she's a Jezebel. St. Andrew Jezebel.